Welcome to part 5 of Sagaia. Now we're gonna take on Mars. Wasn't humanity supposed to have reached Mars by now? Oh well. These stages right here are goddamn insane. You got fireballs flying at you and a million bullets flooding the screen. It's enough to slow down the Sega Genesis. That's right, the console that prides itself on fast movement is slowing down. Dodging effectively is key to not losing a life, and when you grab a shield, hold on to it. For the love of all things good, just hold on to that shield. Zone P is probably the hardest path you can take on Mars. The enemies will shoot as fast as they appear on screen. You need to memorize where the baddies come from because they shoot so quickly. You also have these spikes that protrude out of the ground. For some reason I didn't know Mars was equipped with that. But yeah, you just gotta watch out for random walls that pop up off the ground. And just like Earth, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this, just like Earth, there will be 2 bosses for every other stage. So Zone P will have 1 boss, and Zone Q, which is the next zone we're gonna take on Mars, is gonna have a different boss. But here on Mars, you got more indestructible mine things that you have to fly around, and also those missile launchers that can be destroyed, but they just shoot missiles back at you, so you have to dodge those too. Yeah, Mars is a bitch. This boss right here, which I think is supposed to resemble a conch or a shellfish without the shell, but it looks like a gory mess. He's really simple actually, he just shoots out 2 volleys of bullets and 2 sonic booms. Both are really easy to dodge. But you also got the little popcorn enemies that like to butt in and shoot extra bullets at you. They're not that bad to deal with, you just focus on destroying the boss as quickly as possible and you should be fine. What do you think happened to Mars's oceans? Did it just evaporate all into space and become star juice? Or is it underground? And what's up with the polar ice caps too? Man, Mars is the planet of mysteries and I have a lot of questions. And I'm the one that usually knows more about space, so if you know more about Mars, please let me know because I'm clueless. The background here is certainly interesting. It's like something H.P. Lovecraft or H.R. Geiger would come up with. Or something out of the Alien films. You know, come to think of it, a lot of video games back in the day loved to reference the first 2 Alien films. Like, a lot. Not that that's a bad thing, but you kinda have to wonder how 20th Century Fox was like, yeah, this is okay, let it go. It's promoting our movie, that's why. Grand Octopus, it's pretty simple to take down. First off, you gotta destroy its tentacles, which are throwing out these bombs, and in which can be destroyed pretty easily. And no matter what, throughout the boss fight, Grand Octopus is not going anywhere. That's right, he's a stationary target, so you're gonna have fun shooting him in the face extra harder because he's pretty much trapped. And for his second form, he shoots out these sea snails, which destroy into 5 different parts, and are kind of annoying to deal with because you have to actively dodge, but they're not too bad. It's just tricky. That's all. They also shoot out those small bullets as well, which are not threatening if you have a shield, but again, you have to be careful if you do have a shield because you don't want to take too many hits. And if you don't have a shield, you're going to have to dodge extra carefully because, again, 1 hit and you're dead. I'm not sure where this boss's hit point is. I wonder if it's like the actual body part or if it's the little hangar bay that's opening on the top of the head. It is pretty inconsistent actually, like sometimes I hit something, sometimes I don't. It's very odd. But after enough lasers, probably like 10,000 of them because most of them will miss, you will take down Grand Octopus eventually. Alright, so Mars 2, aka Zone Q, is another ice level, and it has to have one of the more trickier bosses in this game. And just like with other variations of the different zones, bosses, or mini-bosses rather, will come in soon or late into the level. This one just so happened to come in soon, which is kind of bad because I don't have a shield. Like, it can either be good or bad depending on your situation. Damn, I could have used that shield like 30 seconds ago. But then again, I didn't die, so... yeah, I still could have used that shield like 30 seconds ago. So let me tell you about my experience with the Greater Darius series, which is barely at all. Okay, so I played the Genesis version of this game, which is Darius 2, right? Yeah, there's that. I played Darius Force, that one's good. Darius Twin, it's okay. And G Darius, which I also like to call Goddamn Darius. But no, other than that, I just only played those 4 games and that's pretty much about it. I haven't played the first game or Darius Gaiden, which I'm sure those games are good, but I don't know. I will say that Gradius in R-Type has the edge over Darius every single time. Super R-Type, even with its hellish slowdown and checkpoint system, it still has better gameplay than most of the Darius games in my opinion. And Gradius, well, even the worst Gradius game ever is still fun, so I can't really say the same for Darius. I just never really clicked with the series like that. But yeah, it's Darius. I guess it's okay. It does its job to be entertaining, and this game is literally, in my opinion, the best game in the series. Or at least my favorite. I can't say it's the best, but it's my personal favorite, and I really like this game, but yeah, that's all I can really say about the Darius series. Oh, and also the fish. It's unique that they actually have space fish, and not, you know, something generic. That's cool. Red Crab. Okay, I just complimented the game for not having generic enemies, and it drops a boss with a generic name, like Red Crab. Why not just call it Steel Claw or Pinchalot? Like, why the hell Red Crab? We already have plenty of those bitches on Earth. Red Crab is pretty frantic. He jumps around a lot and he shoots bubbles. He also crawls across the screen really fast, so be sure to blow off his legs and arms really quickly, and you should be fine. Also, touching him will kill you in one hit, which is why I said stay away from him as much as possible. Just use all of your laser power to destroy the limbs as quickly as possible, and once he's down to his torso, he starts to shoot a shit ton of bullets. It's like a bullet hell all of a sudden. Me right here, I just get right on top of him and wail upon him with my lasers, and I just want to finish the fight quickly. I just lost my shield, no! Oh great, now Jupiter's gonna be a pain in the ass. I should be okay though, I got 9 lives to spare. Wait, is Proco a cat? I always thought that having 9 lives is just an arbitrary number to stop on. Like, if you can have 9, why not have 10, right? But anyway, Zone R is... This stage sucks. It's another corridor level, and it's the hardest corridor level in the game. The enemies fly at you at Mach 50 speed, and there's barely any room to dodge now, so good luck! And there's also those electric pillars, so... yay. Ah yes, use that dramatic slowdown to your advantage. The game does have slowdown on occasion, but it's not as noticeable as, say, Gradius 3 or Thunder Force 4, aka Lightning Force. It's just kinda there and gone really quickly. Here's the bizarre background from earlier. I'm sure it's gonna get reused at least 2 more times. This cave section drags on a bit, and the mini-boss from earlier appears down here, so... yeah, something different, kind of. Except for the background. They keep reusing backgrounds! The enemies here are the tentacles, the planes that shoot a dozen bullets at you. Those ones right there, you have to dodge those carefully. As well as the tinier planes that just fly in from off screen and shoot at you. Here's the boss again. Same shit, different level. Except there's going to be more outside enemies trying to shoot at you as well. There's a subtle detail. The score multiplier you get when you destroy a group of enemies increases the further you get into the game. Oh wow, another 1-up. Okay, I take it back, this game is easy. No, this game is still hard, but you deserve the 1-ups. You need every 1-up you can find in these games, trust me. Grand Octopus. He's the same as before. You just shoot him in the face enough times. Well, you have to shoot the tentacles first and then the face, and he will spawn these enemies that will attempt to swarm you. And just like that, he's donezo. Yep, R-Zone is over. Why does R-Zone sound like some sort of reject console from the 90s? I think it is, actually. Am I wrong? Oh wow, I'll be damned, the R-Zone is a console. Handheld, same thing. It came out in 1995 by Tiger Electronics. No wonder why I haven't heard of this thing. Zone S, which stands for shit, is another water level, just like Earth, but way harder. The enemies here are more or less the same except for maybe a few variations, like instead of coming from the right or left, they'd come from up or down, but that's basically about it. Oh, okay, that's different. I don't remember the water being green here. I thought it was blue just like Earth. Mars is confirmed to be Planet Namek from Dragon Ball Z. Still got the Atlantean architecture, somehow. Oh god. If the rovers actually find Atlantean architecture on Mars for real. that will be insane. As you can see, Zone S does not know when to end. That's probably why it's my least favorite zone in the game. Well, one of them. I made it clear that I hate the freaking corridor levels because they suck. But this level is right up there too because of how long it is. But eventually you will reach the boss, which is Red Crab again. In his old bag of tricks, he just does whatever red crabs do. Alright, and fast forward, we already seen this boss once, so I'll just post the timestamp on the actual screen so you can go to it. But yeah, that's the only reason why I'm speeding past the parts. Man, I cannot talk today. That's the only reason why I'm speeding past the parts, because I'm only showing it once, and all other sequential playthroughs I will be fast forwarding. Alright, so Zone T is basically the same as Venus' Zone D, except the second part of the stage changes, but the first part is basically the same. Oh yeah, with the exception of they throw more fireballs from the ground at you. Yeah, because that's what Mars needed. Freaking fireballs. And just like that, I lost my shield. I don't even know what hit me. Was it a laser? That was the thinnest laser I've ever seen. But knowing me, I'm gonna get the shield back in like 20 seconds, provided I don't get shot down. Come on, let me get the shield. I don't want to die. Get the shield. Yes! Ah, having the shield on brings me joy. So, apparently Mars is volcanically active even though it's been through years of, if not eons of planetary extinction. Video game! But of course, it's not really lava because it has Simon's Quest syndrome, and there's you just sink below the lava and there's a base under there, or a cave. Still don't know how this works, but whatever. This cave here is not as long as the previous caves, but it's still kind of tedious to go through. Oh, okay, the mini-boss shows up right here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the boss is right after this guy. And after this boss fight with the octopus, we got one more stage of Mars left, and then we're on to the Jupiter zones, which are the last batch of levels in this game. Amen to that! Zone U is... just take a guess at what Zone U is. It's one of my favorite stages of all time. If you say it's a corridor level, you are completely right. This stage is immediately not as bad as the previous one. For one thing, you got way more space to move around in, and it's also the last corridor level in the game, which is really good because I hate corridor levels. And another thing about corridor levels, there are walls, right? But there's also a Z-axis. You can see the background, so why can't the Silverhawks just fly into the background to avoid the walls completely? This makes no sense. But then again, it's Darius, and it's a video game, and therefore the laws of physics in video games must be abided by. Either that, or they could just make it as difficult as possible and, you know, random shit, that's what I mean. but this stage is surprisingly not that bad. The enemies come in slower for one thing, so you get a little bit more time to react. This stage still has the trickiest boss in Red Crab, so you're not off the hook completely. You still gotta deal with Red Crab's shenanigans. And that's the last time we'll be seeing that thing, until Jupiter at least. So long, until next part, and thanks for the fish. The opening and closing doors make a reappearance, and they're in tighter spaces than usual. Another one-up just like that, and you can tell my commentary is not really a commentary anymore. I'm just kind of silent through most of these parts because it's pretty much the same throughout most of the game. It's just space shooter. That's it. Oh, but Jupiter's next, don't worry. Oh wait, change of scenery. Oh no, it's basically the same as the first Mars level. God damn it, it is the same. But after the scenery change, we do get to Red Crab pretty quickly. Almost instantly after the scenery change, I might add. He's the same, even though he's on a different path. You know, they should have had more bosses. That's what this game needed. Yeah, so Red Crab, he's just all over the screen. He likes to shoot bubbles and bullets at you, and kind of a pain to deal with. He's one of the harder bosses in the game, if not the hardest boss in the game. Well, one of the final bosses is really challenging too. We'll see him next part. And speaking of seeing you next part, I'll see you for the finale of Sagaia.